The following program is brought to you by Naleo TV, the people's platform.
Hi, this is Kavika with your County of Hawaii Department of Water Supply. Welcome to another episode of Who, What, Where, When, Why. And today, we're going to talk about water resource management. All right, so today we have a special guest from the State of Hawaii's Commission on Water Resource Management. Could you please introduce yourself, background, and your role at the department?
Aloha Kavika, nice to be with you here today. My name's Kira Kahahane. I'm the Deputy Director for the Commission on Water Resource Management. I was born and raised on the island of Maui. That's where my family has been from for a very long time. Um, I'm a proud graduate of the Kamehameha schools, and I also attended university at the University of Hawaii at Manoa, both undergrad and law school at the William S. Richardson School of Law. So the longest I've ever lived outside of Hawaii is 3 weeks. Um, after finishing law school, I clerked at the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the District of Hawaii in Honolulu. And after that, my first real lawyer job practicing was at the Department of the Attorney General, where I first worked for the Hawaii Housing Finance and Development Corporation, and then I later transitioned into the Complex Litigation Division, where I handled matters that were of statewide importance, including a lot of constitutional issues, including issues related to the public trust doctrine. So that's how I came to be with the Commission on Water Resource Management. Really, it was, I felt to fulfill my kuleana. I care very deeply for Hawaii and for its people. And to me, one of the best ways to serve the public and to serve Hawaii in general was to take care of and protect what we all depend on and what we all love, which is water.
Yep. Yep, and that's the main focus of our show, water. So, the Commission on Water Resource Management, maybe if you can share with our viewers a little bit of the Commission's mission and their jurisdiction.
Absolutely. So, the Commission's mission and its overarching mandate actually comes from our Hawaii State Constitution. So, in 1978, when the current version of the Hawaii Constitution was passed, it contained a specific section, Article 11, Section 7 of the Constitution, which provides for specifically the creation of our agency, an agency to oversee the management of Hawaii's water resources. So, in 1987, the State Water Code was passed, and our commission was born. Next year, we'll be 40 years old. And our mission is to protect and regulate Hawaii's water resources for the benefit of present and future generations. So really what that means is our entire, our mission is really governed by the public trust doctrine. And we exist to balance all of the various uses of water, including the 4 public trust uses, which are maintenance of waters in their natural state, domestic use, particularly drinking water, the needs of the Department of Hawaiian Homelands, and traditional and customary uses of Native Hawaiians, with all of the other uses of water, including commercial uses, which have a heavier burden to carry under the public trust doctrine. So that's why the commission itself exists. We have a 7-person commission, and 5 of those members are appointed by the governor and have to have substantial experience in water resource management. One of those 5 is called the Loea seat usually, and they have to have experience specifically in traditional Native Hawaiian resource management techniques and riparian uses. And the other 2 members are serving ex officio. One of them, of course, is the chair of the commission, who's also the chairperson of the Board of Land and Natural Resources. And the 7th person is the director of the Department of Health, because, of course, the work that the Department of Health does overseeing water quality interacts very closely and intersects with the commission's responsibility over the quantity of water.
Well, yeah, thank you. Thank you for that awesome recap and just a big wide range of responsibilities you and the commission and the department has. So for our viewers, our department uses a bunch of groundwater resources across of our Hawaii island to for the source water to our water systems and then to our customers. So we have a map here that we're going to show up on our screen now, but maybe if you can explain to our viewers under the Commission of Water Resource Management's purview, our island and these lines that represent boundaries and these numbers that represent some type of water resource management figure. So if maybe you can take a couple minutes to explain
Absolutely.
that.
Yes. So what is being shown on the screen are hydrologic units, as we call them, and these are groundwater hydrologic units, which we also call them aquifers. Aquifers are where all of the groundwater in our state is contained, and these units and the sustainable yields for each are set in a plan that's created by the commission itself. It's called the Water Resource Protection Plan, and the last update to that plan was in 2019. So the current sustainable yield figures are from 2019. They are due for an update. Um, so sustainable yield, just to describe what sustainable yield is, um, for each of these aquifer sectors, and within them is a aquifer system. So the boundaries are drawn according to the geology of the specific aquifer, and each of the different colors represents a different aquifer sector. So that's a big unit, like the East Mauna Kea aquifer sector, which has 382 million gallons a day, Northeast Mauna Loa, which has 744 million gallons a day, Kilauea with 621 million gallons a day, and Southeast Mauna Loa, which has 293 million gallons a day. Southwest Mauna Loa at 114 and Hualalai at 56. Starts to get drier over on this side of the island. Northwest Mauna Loa, 30 million gallons a day. West Mauna Kea, 16 million gallons a day. And finally, Kohala at 131 million gallons a day. So as you can see, there's quite a contrast between the east side of the island and the west side of the island. Out here on the east side, you have like more than a billion gallons of water a day to work with, which is really a staggeringly huge amount of water compared to what we see for the rest of the state.
I guess in your role at the commission and the department, um, like what are some challenges and opportunities you see for um, the department and the state maybe? And maybe if you want to just in brief, like what some are the challenges?
hmm So, statewide, this has been a very challenging time for us, as I'm sure you're aware, and everyone at your department is aware. Um, you folks are lucky because your system is mostly groundwater,
Mm.
right? But we've had a pretty unprecedented drought. And in general, droughts are becoming more severe and more prolonged statewide. And that's a pattern that we can trace back for many years, that drought has been worsening. So that's one of the major challenges that we see. And more so even than the drought, it's you know, trying to, in these very challenging times, maintain the spirit of sharing and collaboration and love
Mhm.
for one another that can be difficult when you're facing a water shortage. One of the other challenges, and one that you folks have out here, is aging infrastructure and the discontinuous systems.
Mhm.
So on a lot of the neighbor islands, we have systems, water systems that don't all connect to each other, so it's difficult to move water from one place to another.
Yep.
So when you do have a shortage situation, it can make it really challenging
Right.
to actually make sure that you're serving all of the people, the public who depends on these water resources.
Yeah.
So that's a significant challenge. The aging infrastructure is something that really I'm calling for a collaborative approach for us to all really look seriously at our water infrastructure, what we need to invest in to make sure that we're maintaining it appropriately, because we can't just rely on private sector, and
Right.
it's something that we all need to work to advocate for together, because these systems are in the best interest of the public. They serve all of us.
Right.
So those are some of the significant challenges. But as far as opportunities, the opportunities match the challenges,
Yeah.
With the drought, we've seen increased awareness of the importance of water, the importance of conservation.
Yeah.
A lot more people have become aware of the work that the commission does and the work that your department does. And new technology and new approaches. I think now people are more willing to be creative,
Yeah.
to think about things that they weren't thinking about before.
Right.
We've had conversations about desalination.
Right.
We've had conversations about R1, which really seemed impossible years ago. And we're also having conversations now about things like adaptive management, which really to me is the way of the future. It's something that we all need to be willing to embrace going forward. So really the opportunities are kind of, what we can do to make a challenge into something that can push us all forward into the future. And it really is about our attitude
Right.
to tackling these challenges.
I'm just curious, as far as the commission's role, do you folks get into managing like individual private water wells or catchment systems?
We don't.
Okay.
We do not. So catchment, we is actually not really something that we manage.
Yeah.
We do encourage catchment as one possible source of water, especially as surface and groundwater are becoming depleted. But we don't take on the specific management of
Okay.
individual wells or catchment systems.
I just asked because knowing our island, and there are some rural parts of island that we, like you mentioned, we don't have water systems in, and so some of houses, residences do have their own water catchment tanks or private wells. So I just was curious about that. And I guess as we wrap up here, thank you again for being with us, joining us on this podcast. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our viewers today?
Really, the final thing I would say is just echoing what I've already said, is that this could be a challenging time for all of us in water, and we're only going to get through it. The best way for us to get through it is together, by supporting each other. We all share values here in Hawaii. We all want our kids and our grandkids to enjoy this place, enjoy all of the resources that we have seen, and Hawaii's natural beauty. And it's in that spirit that I encourage everyone to really huli a mahi, to work together for change for all of us, present and future generations, consistent with the Commission's mission.
Awesome. Thank you, Kira. And thank you for joining us on another episode of Who, What, Where, When, Why.
Looking to keep your yard beautiful while saving water? Xeriscaping is a great solution. It uses drought-tolerant plants that need less water, saving you money and helping conserve our island's valuable water resources. Plus, it's low maintenance, giving you more time to enjoy your garden. Today's tip: plant native species. Native Hawaiian plants are adapted to our environment and need far less water to thrive. They are also drought, wind, and salt tolerant, perfect for dry or coastal areas. You'll conserve water while preserving the natural beauty of our island. The Department of Water Supply ensures that you have safe, reliable, and affordable water at your tap. We deliver clean drinking water to homes and businesses across Hawaii Island, making sure your water is always ready when you need it. For more water-saving tips, or if you have questions about your water service, visit us online, email us, or call 808-961-8050 during business hours. For emergencies, our 24/7 hotline is 808-961-8790. The Department of Water Supply, helping you conserve every drop of the way.